Hello gorgeous Cancerians, hope that you are well and welcome back to your monthly horoscope for July 2018. Do hope that you are all well, and if you'd like to know more about me and my services, all the links are just down below, and if you'd like to subscribe, the button is somewhere down below also as well. So some of you know, last month some of you had a bit of a surprise, and some of you start this month with still some choices to be made, or feeling the effects of the choices that perhaps you made last month, basically when it came to your love life. So how do I put this? It's a little bit like you're just, there's more to consider a little bit this month about choices that you made. So last month it felt to me that you had a choice about somebody from your past coming in and surprising you, and you needing to make a choice about whether you were just going to get closure from that person and say thank you but no thank you, or whether you was going to perhaps let that door be opened and invite them back in. That was going to be always your choice about what you do. For those of you that decided to walk away, you do feel definitely closure, but you do feel a little bit like there is some inner conflict that may bubble a little bit in the first week, in terms of I don't know, sometimes past relationships where even when there's closure, it can still trigger some form of emotion that helps the closure to happen, but you just need to be aware that it's going to be bubbling on the surface a little bit in terms of you finally closing that chapter. For those of you, well, interestingly, for those of you who did give that person perhaps a chance, and depending on your circumstances, it feels to me that you get conflict from other people who perhaps do not want to see you with them. So you know, sometimes we're in those situations where actually perhaps that ex was not such a good ex, and actually your friends or family had to see you go through grieving or healing, and you know, they just don't think about that person in a way that they can be forgiving as you can be. That actually what you seem to face, if you've made the decision to open the door, is the criticisms of other people who aren't happy with your decision. And that then causing you some conflict, because it feels to me that you're having to decide what you share and what you don't share with people, but also that you feel like nobody's on your side about the decision that you've made for whatever reason. My guides are saying, obviously in time, depending on circumstances, most people will come round, but you do need to be aware that in the first week, Cancerians, there is this conflict, which is a little bit of a ripple effect of that person entering your life, one way or the other. There's some emotions of yourself or of others that you have to kind of deal with a little bit, and that's fair enough. Basically, the first week feels very much that you may question your decision because of emotions. So you may question whether you made the right decision because everybody else is telling you that you shouldn't have, or you may question your decision if you walked away. You're just questioning it. Please know that you can change your mind if you want to, but please know that you should not be influenced by anybody's decision, anybody but your own decision, because this is part of your growth, your connection with that person, your closure, or your new beginning. It is your decision. So try not to let it torment you, because it will quieten down. Some of you in particular, it seems to be family connected, that seem to really not want that person back for you, to the point where you may feel a bit like piggy in the middle between the happiness of, so for example, this could be that you're taking back somebody where it could they are the father or the mother of your children, and so therefore you may be considering that you feel like you should take them back because of that dynamic, or like this, like you feel a bit stuck you know, with the decision that you're making. You wouldn't necessarily, my guides are saying here, would feel stuck at all if it wasn't for other people's influence. Basically, my guides are saying here, you make your decision based on how you feel that you feel is right for you, because it will be right for you. Okay? Do not worry about people saying, well, I don't want to tell you so, you know, all that kind of stuff. If it doesn't work out, then at least you said that you tried. And if you moved on, at least you can say, well, I did the right thing for me at this time. I had to. All right? So you can't get it wrong, despite how you might feel like that in the first week, or how others may make you feel also too, because it could also be the other way around, where you did walk away from that person and you still have friends and family saying, oh, you shouldn't have, because you guys were so sweet together. You should really give him a chance. Do you see what I mean? You might feel a little bit damned if you do and damned if you don't about your decisions, but it is your decision, Cancerians. So you make your decision around it, all right? So what happens then? So you've got that first week, definitely the second week, where there is that going on. But if you can let go and pretty much put your fingers in your ears, Cancerians, about what other people want to say, then it will not make you feel so conflicted. But also do know that you have the right to change your mind, should you want to. As we go into the third week, it feels to me that there's a real understanding. So again, I have to break this down. So if you did take the person back, you learn some more truths about this person. Now, these are not negatives. I think these help bond the relationship. So this person becomes a lot more honest with you. Sorry, you could probably hear my dog playing around and making noises behind me. I do apologise. But anyway, you just learn some more truths, basically. And I think even if you did walk away, it feels to me that you learn some new and more information that, again, just helps you feel better about the situation. So this truth, this information that comes out to you, really helps you to move on and move forward, whether you're with the person or not. It's just helpful. That's how it's coming across. But there is movement that happens in that third week, where if you are back with that person, you are moving and planning and moving in the right direction, and it is dynamic. It is with newness and energized. You, no matter what your decision is in that week, feel like things are moving in the right direction. It's a beginning, the brand new beginning. And also what's important, it seems to be the brand new beginning of the way that you will think about things. That's my cat now. Make you laugh as well. I've got a fly buzzing around my head, you know. It's like animal central in here. I do have a lot of animals. If you don't know, I've got 3 cats and 2 dogs. The dogs are the ones that usually interrupt my videos because they like to sit and listen to me and snore their heads off, but that was one of my cats. So anyway, there is a new, your thought forms change. So you perhaps go from critical thinking to solution focused thinking because of the experience that you've had over the last couple of months, that you start to frame in a much more positive way. It definitely empowers you. So third week, you're again driving and moving forward and with ideas, romantically and otherwise, that start to fulfill your journey through life and the rest of this year. I get here that one of the decisions that you've made, again, regardless of whether you're going to enter a new relationship and you're open to that, or whether you've taken this person back, or whether, you know, because some of you would have been in relationships and somebody stepped forward, that in your current relationship that you've remained in, let's say you've decided that you are also going to be much more direct, much more truthful, and because then you I think there's an understanding that you didn't like having to guess where someone stood, where you stood with somebody, or the other way around. And actually the best way to resolve that is to communicate. So you're deciding now that in current connections or future connections that you are going to speak your truth more than you ever have, to avoid that, so that nobody ever feels like that about you. I fully see you taking control, that this whole journey, even with the experience of that person coming back, whether you took them back or you had closure, or whether, whatever your circumstances are, it really demonstrates the way that it empowers you to have a voice. And I really love that. Things happen for a reason, And I feel very strongly that this whole thing was to make you have a voice, to be stronger, to be much more confident, and allow you to move on. Like I said in my last month's reading, it just brings about closure one way or the other, and brings about newness. And you very much feel like you see that, and you're very much in control about it, which I absolutely love. So that was your reading for July 2018. I really, really hope that's been helpful for you today. I'll be here next month, sort of, because I am actually going to be on vacation, but you will still see my YouTube videos. But do watch out for the August one, because there will be some information about how you can and cannot contact me when I am away. So do watch out for that. So I will see you next month, you lovely, gorgeous people, and you take care. Bye.